All right, welcome everybody around the world. Welcome to all my subscribers. I just wanted to share a brief message today, which hopefully will be a message of hope and not dismay. But the fact is, we have about 8 billion people in the world. We have 2.5 million Christians roughly, but yet only about 5,000, having just done the tally, only about 5,000 have watched my warning videos on the imminent rapture and end of days on this channel. On my other channel, I've got about 140,000 views altogether, pertaining to 2023 material. Obviously a lot well, actually not a lot less, because one of my 2023 videos has 120,000. What I'm getting to is with all the material that I put out over these last years, like 7 years or so, not counting my first channel, because I got rid of that, but altogether, with these current channels and the last span of like 7 years and whatnot, I've only reached about 150,000 people, or just under. And that's quite sad when you have 2.5 billion people on the 2.5 billion Christians on the planet. Okay. And my accounts aren't monetized. It's not because I want views to make, paychecks from YouTube. That's not how it works. I don't make a penny off of any of my stuff. But it disheartens and dismays me that so few Christians are clued in. I mean, you don't have to believe what I or say others present. The thing is, people aren't searching for it. That's the thing. People aren't searching for it because they're not thinking about it. They don't care about it. So the grim reality is that Christians, the 2.5 billion Christians, really don't care about the imminency of the end days. They don't care about the validity of it, how real it is, how important it is. They really just don't care. They might go to church and hear about the rapture and end of days, and I don't know what goes through everybody's individual minds, but it is quite disheartening when you see how few people have tuned in to how imminent it is. And once again, I'll just say, go check my book out on Amazon, 2023 to 2024, Rapture and End Days: 7 Pillars of Scriptural Proof. My author name is Enoch the Witness. I also have my systematic theology up on Amazon as well. But nonetheless, I would urge everybody to go read the 2023 End Days book that I wrote, because it's got 7 pillars of scriptural proof in it. I'm not here to talk about that stuff today, but it is an epic find of monumental historical proportions. If there is more time left on Earth, these finds in that book need to go into the records, the records for Christianity. The discoveries are that incredible, and so scripturally based. But based on that evidence, it has to occur in 2023, 2024. It just has to, because, I mean, resting on the fact alone that it's just mathematically impossible, as you will see from reading all the evidence in the book, it is quite simply mathematically impossible for all those 7 scriptural pillars of proof to all point to 2023. Okay, including one of the 7 pillars that I discovered myself, which was all 6,000 years mapped out from the birth of Seth until this current year. When you combine all these different things, there is no way that it's a coincidence. Even for one or a few of them to be a coincidence might be far-fetched, but all of them, all 7, they all connect together, they all interconnect, and they all point to 2023. I mean, and when you look at the fact, the historical fulfillments of these prophecies, the 7 prophecies, everything's been historically fulfilled. I mean, whoever wrote the Bible, like, if you're having doubts about whatever, like, whoever wrote the Bible, even if they were bogus, and let's just say the Bible's bogus, whoever wrote these different books, because the 7 prophecies that I cover in my book are from different books of the Bible, right? A few are from Daniel, but not all of them. Others are from many other books. There's no way that these ancient writers, who did indeed live at different times, conspired together, or in any way could possibly combine their works together to construct this gigantic thing that would lay dormant and undiscovered by mankind for 6,000 years. When you look at all the logic of it, there's no way that these prophecies were just bogusly written prophecies. Okay, the events they foretold to the exact digit matched up with historical events. Okay, and all the 7 prophecies interconnect and all point to 2023. So the logic, the mathematical possibilities, it just shows that it has to be real. So people might get, what's the word, like lazy, or I can't think of the best word, complacent. There you go. People are probably getting complacent. Even I do, knowing everything that I do. Oh, nothing really crazy is happening in the world yet, depending where you live. Of course it is. But, um, looking at the world as a whole, a lot of people probably just think, oh, complacently just think, oh, the end's not going to come, or they don't, maybe their life's going well enough, or they don't need to worry about it too much. I don't know what people are thinking, but people need to hear the evidence for starters. They need to go read my book. Like I recommend, go read my book. You will see the evidence. I have the evidence up on my YouTube channels as well, right? The book is a nice, concise book. You'll have all the evidence right there, bam. Okay, and it's, of course, it's copywritten. But I urge everybody to get the book. I urge everybody to go check out my videos, see the evidence. The subject matter is the most important thing, which is that the end is near. So the only thing I can figure is that out of the 2.5 billion Christians and out of the other, remainder of the 8 billion people on the planet, the vast majority just do not care. I think that's the sad reality. But it shouldn't surprise me or anybody, because Jesus and God warned in the Bible that it would be like the days of Noah, be like the days Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, where people are just oblivious to how imminent the end would be, right? Just oblivious until the very second that it happens. And, so we were warned that's what it's going to be like. But it just dismays me that you have all these billions of Christians around the world who talk about, oh, I want to be raptured. I want, Jesus to return. And they want all these things. They go to church and they talk about these things. But when they get home and they have all the hours of their daily life, they don't even go online. You don't even have to go to YouTube. You could go onto any search engine and search in for 2023 Rapture or things like that there, and you would find my books, my videos, and all that, and other material, a little bit of other material that's out there. Clearly, they aren't doing that. So out of the billions of people in the world, all the spare time they have, virtually everybody has internet access. There's no excuse not to be looking for this stuff. They're not looking for it, like I said, because they're not thinking about it. They're not thinking about it because they don't care about it. They're happy with everything how it is. And even though in the back of their mind they say they want these things to happen because they believe in God, they don't really. That's what it is. If they really did care, then we would see, hundreds of thousands or millions of people watching all these videos, spreading the information around, making it known, getting everybody prepared, but they just aren't. And the sad, grim reality is that the end of days will come. I've been warning everybody for about 7 years now on YouTube, right? But nonetheless, I've been warning and warning, warning about 2023. When 2023 ends, you know, time to expect the rapture and all that. But despite all the warning, nobody cares. So it's going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be sudden. And everything Jesus said is going to come true. People are going to be saying peace and surety, and then there's going to be sudden destruction. And, I'll just be sitting there saying, I tried warning you all. I tried warning you all. I made how many dozens and dozens, by at least 50, probably 100 videos on this topic over the last 7 years, easily. I've got probably 40, 50 on my other channel. On this one here, I probably got about 2 dozen or more. I don't know. And on my first channel, I had a few. I mean, over all these years, and there's tons I delete, right? Tons of videos and streams I delete. I've just nonstop on a regular basis been warning people. People just don't care. They're not even looking for it. So if you know other people, if you know other Christians and all that, let them know. And if they say, well, where's the proof for it? Just say, look, go check out the Enoch Witness channel. You could watch all those videos for free. There's a lot of videos. It might be hard to find some things, be a lot of material to listen to. If you want an easier task, just go get my book. It's only $11.11. It's pretty cheap. You know what I mean? That's like a meal at KFC or something. Go get the book, and all the hard work I did to put it all into one nice book for everybody, you'll have all the proof you need right there. Bam. Okay? Bam. But if you don't want to pay or you can't pay, it's all for free on my YouTube channels. Enoch the Witness, my main channel, and this one here, Enoch the Witness 2023. But please keep in mind, this is the other danger about if you can't afford or you're too lazy to go get the book, or I haven't even bought my own copy yet of my own book, right? I need to get around to doing that, right? But if for whatever reason you're not going to go get the book, I'm just warning you, if you go look up at all the videos, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, each one might be half an hour long, and there's 50 videos. That's a lot of material. And my more recent videos have the best, sometimes there may have been corrections that needed to be made, rarely, but one small correction could be very important. You know what I mean? It's just the more recent stuff is best. So I would advise everybody just go get the book, because the best and only thing to do if you're not going to get the book is watch every single one of my videos on the topic. Then you will have the burdensome task of factoring in, okay, well, the more recent information is more accurate, so to speak, is more condensed, more accurate, more discoveries were made in the last year or so. But you shouldn't discount and ignore all the stuff I used to talk about, because it's all relevant too, right? But then it's too much of a task. I mean, just get the book, read the book, all the information be right there, bam, broken down into chapters and sub-chapters for you. All the verses right there on the page. Even though the maths are broken out for everybody, I don't do that in the videos, right? So it's only $11.11, 11:11, just like Revelation 11:11. So anyways, I just urge everybody, if you get the book, spread the awareness. It is copyright, so don't just photocopy it and disseminate it, or whatever the word is. But you can get copies, give copies to people. I personally don't really care if you photocopy it, but I don't own the rights to the book. Amazon do, so I'm not going to tell people to do something that's illegal, right? It is copyright protected and all that. So I would just recommend, it's cheap, get copies, give them out to people and all that there. And look, all I'll say is this: if the popularity of the book grows, if it grows to the point where there's at least 100,000 people, okay, because that's still insignificant compared to 2.5 billion Christians and 8 billion people. But if it goes over 100,000, I can release an ebook Kindle edition, okay, which will be cheaper. Not everybody reads ebooks, right? But it'll be cheaper. So if people can't afford $11 or whatever, to each their own. If you can't afford that, then you can get the ebook version. But I'm not doing that unless I see a demand for it, right? But people need to hear the evidence, man. It's going to happen. It has to happen. Don't get discouraged or complacent because it hasn't happened yet. There's still half a year left to this year, and there's all of next year that we have to look out for. Okay, and I keep saying things are getting crazy out there in the world, not just natural disasters. Everything's going bonkers. Even killer whales are attacking boats. Animals are leaving their territories and doing crazy things. And we have UFOs doing crazy stuff everywhere. I mean, everything's escalating, escalating, escalating. And what are we going to wait for? For it to just suddenly happen? It doesn't hurt to be prepared, to be scripturally aware of all these things. And like I said, it's mathematically impossible that these discoveries, that these prophecies are bogus. It has to be that they're real. And that means that it's going to happen soon. Mankind's been waiting 6,000 years, and that 6,000 years ends this year. Okay? I don't know at what point during the year, but it ends in 2023. So, and even if that by itself doesn't mean much, we have all the other 6 out of the 7 pillars of scriptural proof that prove 2023. So, many things that Jesus said, many things that God said. We have God directly saying in Daniel 12, there's going to be this measure of time until the end. And, all of that points to 2023. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard. It's going to be a noodle scratcher if it doesn't happen. That's all I could say. It really would be a noodle scratcher. So anyways, take care, folks. God bless.